So welcome to the what do you call it? THP, bro. We're the THP gang. You know what I'm saying?
The Hometeam podcast.
So the Hometeam podcast.
This is
episode.
Patrick Bet Davis.
Yeah.
No, he copyrighted us, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, he did?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, copyright strike? Not really, bro. No.
I mean, I mean, like, this, what do you mean?
Just to be clear, he has sent zero cease and desist. he is not aware of our presence in any manner.
In any way or form.
Okay.
I wish we did just to blow.
No, I thought maybe one of our things got demonetized or something. Not that we're eligible for that on this channel.
Tell him to come at us, though, bro. We don't want this smoke.
No. The THP podcast, the gang is almost all here. Saeed might zoom in while he's in between his jobs. But yeah, this is Sam T, Midwest finest. JD, also Midwest finest. Ebe, Asian's finest.
Asia's currently Southeast Asia's finest. Yeah.
If you're watching this, you're more than likely watching it because of his hot takes. And him being a communist, well, honestly, he's a closet conservative. That's why he calls himself an independent liberal. But he's a communist for TV and a closet conservative on the inside.
By the way, since you're here, sustainable development is very important. So make sure you guys understand the United Nations.
Throw the pride flag in your room, bro. Walk around with a pride shirt out
there. This is not pride. But
I know, but why don't you wear a pride shirt out there? Show your true support.
One of the SDGs is end discrimination. So I am yes. So yes, all inclusive, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we're pro. What do you call it? We're not against this. We don't discriminate here. Obviously, we have an Asian dude who's like a Native American.
Can't speak for everyone.
It depends, bro. I mean, discrimination isn't all bad. Against people, absolutely. But, like, discrimination just describes making a choice, right? So we're not against all discrimination.
And we make no choices here.
We make no choices.
We've been trying to switch the podcast name for 8 weeks. No choices. Okay, that's a long intro. So now we're talking about morning wood.
Yeah.
As guys in their early 30s here, you know what I'm saying? We have noticed a decrease in morning wood. And Joe Rogan podcast gave us a recommendation for young men out there. This is from your home planet?
Yeah, so Tongkat Ali is it's a root. It's a root. Tongkat actually means cane. So it kind of looks like a cane, the root. And it's a traditional sort of herbal, I don't want to say medicine, but like a supplement that we put in drinks, teas, coffees, and even like sports drinks have it. Milo, which is like a chocolate drink if you're from this side of the world. And it has benefits, like health benefits, but one of the more interesting benefits is that it's like good for men, right? So, I was surprised when they said they bought some Tongkat Ali. I was like, why are you guys buying Tongkat Ali? So,
who's that? Oh,
you and John. And like because I don't listen to Joe Rogan anymore since, like half the shit he says is fucking stupid anyway, because then he doesn't fact check anybody anytime. He doesn't fact check anybody, bro. He just goes, oh yeah, that's good, yeah, and then he'll have someone else on next week who says the completely opposite thing, and he'll go, oh yeah, of course, man, that's right. So but he's not a PhD in anything, so I don't expect him to say any smart shit because he's a fucking idiot, right? So
back on topic.
So like anyway, yes, but somehow it somehow it got on Joe Rogan. So, and then you guys are talking about like testosterone for working out, and to answer your question, I don't have morning wood as much. It's usually when I have like a hot and spicy dream, and I'll wake up like, whoa, what the hell is going on? But it's not like it used to be when we were teenagers. And I think, John, you probably have the same experience. I do have a question specifically on the testosterone, but maybe you want to answer that question first.
Yeah, so like, so a little bit of a background, right? Like, so there's some prominent like older guys that like go through testosterone replacement therapy, right? Like like Rogan, like obviously you can tell with Bezos, like you look at it, this dude in his 40s was like skinny, like, and then just like somehow in his 50s he's got more muscle mass. Like that's not natural, like that's not generally how the body works.
It's
right?
it's just as natural as his new wife's tits.
Damn. Yeah, but so
he married her.
Yeah, they got.
He married her.
Yeah,
this week. Yeah.
He like officially, or he wasn't the fiance.
Officially, it's on paper. I think.
Man, this idiot's gonna lose another $50 bill.
No. But the thing is, though, his wealth existed. His wealth existed prior to the marriage, right? So hopefully he's got a prenup.
He's got a prenup.
Hopefully, there's it's definely not a mutually acquired asset. Right, like she wasn't with him shooting in the gym, right?
Yeah, that is Jeff Bezos.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to derail you, JD. Go ahead.
Oh my!
So that kind of drew my curiosity, right? I'm like, if this dude is 50, like getting fucking swole, like there's probably something to this. Also, anytime like people with like Rogan, Bezos type of assets, like they have a lot of resources. I assume that they're getting like the best quality of things. Yeah, it might not be the most efficient dollar spend. Like they might not be getting, somebody who's buying something cheap is going to get something more efficient. But as far as highest quality of, medicine or whatever it is, I'm assuming that they have doctors, they have access to resources I couldn't, right? So I saw that and I was like, you know what, let's give this a try. He's talking about these herbs that are online that are not, they are, like I said, the cheap man's version of it. It's supposed to stimulate higher testosterone levels, which is effectively what they're doing, but I'm sure they're doing it by more efficient means, like, whether that's like direct testosterone or whatever it is. Like, I thought it would just be something that'd be worthwhile because I've noticed I have less energy for working out and things like that, like, than I used to, like, even a couple of years ago. Like, there's those intense times in the weight room, like, they're there, but they're less frequent and, they're not as intense, so.
Okay, and you, Sam? Why
the bottle says.
Me?
So honestly, it's a combination of both. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want. Obviously, you get low test, and then you go to the doctor. He gives you boosted hormones in terms of that. This is definitely a very healthier approach to that. As healthy it is, but you are adding something in your system to boost something. At the end of the day, that is true. In terms of that, so it says promotes vitality, which is boosts stamina, combats fatigue, promotes hormone balance, and boosts mood. So when I started taking it, I've been working out now. What is it, May? 5 months straight. You know what I'm saying? So in February, I took it, and honestly, there was a combination of this because I was adamant about not taking anything in terms of that, but my mind was becoming more and more. Not so much as I can't get to the workroom because I don't need to use any pre-workouts or anything like that, or like so much. I might eat some caffeine here and there before going, drink some caffeine, but I definitely noticed that. I don't know how to say it. So I had gotten out of it was a situationship, and it didn't end well for me in terms of that. It just didn't work out, and I was in a rut afterwards. So I questioned a lot of the things that I did in that situationship, and it came down to I want to be in a relationship so much that I would go over my own values, or in terms of that, what I wouldn't want to be, what I don't want in a relationship. Well, I would, especially with somebody who's more attractive, I would just, some of my guidelines and the type of person I want to be with, I would overlook for the need to be in a relationship, one, and then for how attractive the other partner is, you know what I'm saying? So those are not, for me, I took that as signs as no test moves at the end of the day. So I started focusing on myself more. And so I added that. So I'm not saying this would boost your mood. I don't know that. But for me, definitely helped me. Definitely helped me. I definitely noticed the growth in performance in the gym. That was a fact. Could be a fact that I hadn't worked out in years before, and it could be a fact that, and now I'm actually training seriously. It could be that fact, but I definitely performance. And so I don't know that, but I know for sure the morning wood though is tremendously increased. There's no way, because there's no way. I was on maybe once a month, and it was like 75% mass, you know what I'm saying? Now it's 100% mass. I'm just like, whoa.
But
And I didn't have spicy dreams. Like, and that's what's wild. Well,
But-
to my recollection.
well, that's the thing, right? And we can cut this part out, but if you feel like, but like you were saying that you are now like abstaining from watching porn, right?
But that's a fact. Yeah.
Then so like, and one earlier we did mention this, and I thought it was funny because it reminded me about something about Tim Scott, and we can talk about it after this, but no, I was just saying now. So Tim Scott, guys know Tim Scott,
No, I don't know who that is.
so he's the Republican one of the Republican presidents in Canada.
Oh my goodness,
The
not
black
From
that
what state?
I think the black
clown.
and
What
Put a
state's he
picture
from?
up and you'll know. Put a picture up. And
yeah,
you'll know
let
exactly
me
who
just search Tim Scott.
this guy is.
So
Junior U.S. Senator for South Carolina.
this guy, 57. Yo, mind his age, right? Mind his age, okay? So like, so his whole life, ever since he was younger, like our age, even younger, he's always advocated for abstinence until marriage. Okay, saving it for marriage.
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah.
Found a bunch of fucking a bunch of mistresses.
No, not even that. It was just like he's 57 now, so and he's not married. So the reporter asked
Oh,
him.
so he's never had sex with the.
So the reporter.
yeah.
No, so I mean, if he believes what he preaches, right? He would.
I mean, but there are a lot of people that are hypocrites.
right. So
Like, you might like.
the reporter asked him, so like, are you, then what do you think about that abstinence until marriage? Like, are you still a virgin, basically? And he said, I think he said something along the lines of, well, he didn't really answer the question, but he just said like, I just wish that people just had more patience, right? Which means like he just doesn't want young people to do it, and he obviously what that means is he's had sex before, like he's not still a virgin.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just like a weird, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just thought that was funny. This has nothing to do with porn, so sorry about this sidetrack.
No, you're right. But I was taking it because I took it February is when I first took it. Recommended 1,200 milligrams. It's 2 at that time. I'm taking one dose, one pill, about 600. But when I was taking 2, and even when I'm taking 1, the urges are ridiculously more in terms of porn for sure,
No.
or corn for sure, and being active. But
No, my question was like,
I just
how do you
don't
know it's
want
the
that.
testosterone? Maybe it's just because you stopped, watching porn.
oh, but see, I've stopped. That was May 10th.
Oh,
when
so
I
this had
recommitted
been
to not watch.
so this was happening. Sorry, so this was happening before you even stopped, like since you started taking the testosterone in February.
No, correct. In the first 3 months of this year, I was good for about 2.5, 3 months. I was at a good stretch there.
Okay.
Probably one of my longest stretches in a minute in
Okay.
terms of that.
Yeah,
And then
and you had morning
and
wood
then that-
since you started taking the testosterone. Before you stopped watching porn.
almost every other day.
Okay.
Yeah, before I stopped watching,
Okay.
and then after.
No, I didn't mean to laugh. I only laughed because you said recommitted, which means that you tried to stop before and you relapsed or something.
Bro, why are you laughing at me?
Sorry.
We don't.
Bro,
we live.
addiction
we live
is a
in a
serious
sexual world.
disease.
I feel you.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
man.
everywhere. Dude.
We don't got girlfriends out here, bro.
No, I
What are
know.
you
I'm sorry. I
laughing at?
didn't mean to. I just
We don't got that the girlfriend here that's, you know what I'm saying, constantly available.
Yeah,
Really?
no, I mean my
Just-
girlfri's not
after I
constantly
pay.
available, man. Yeah, but I feel you. No, I'm sorry.
He calls her 5 in the morning. Wake up, babe. I'm outside.
Let me.
Alright.
I got this Tonga Ali tea ready.
Tongkat. Yeah, that's funny.
We ready to
No, but no, it's good that you guys discovered this because like it's because like it's like a herbal alternative to like if maybe when men get older they have ED, right? So instead of like starting out with pharmaceutical like Viagra and stuff, you can try Tongkat Ali. It might work for you.
Yeah, but I have to see, like, I wish I took the results before I started taking it to check my levels.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to see after, like, taking a month or two off to see where the levels are in terms of the. It was actually pretty simple. I was like, just messaged in the portal in my charts. Yo, do you think I can get testosterone test? Was worried about some things. But no questions asked after that.
Your
No
testosterone's
questions.
good.
They were just like, no questions on getting me that test. They're like,
Why?
okay, we'll
Oh,
send
okay.
you to the.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't have to go get a meeting in or anything. It was just send a message. They said, go to the lab whenever you're ready.
Yeah, they're like,
I was like, okay.
yeah, they're like, you're at that age where it might be low.
That's very true. Okay, you guys want to talk about John now?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about
Shooter,
Ja.
big
Oh yeah,
shooter
man.
Ja.
Alright. Since we've had
Big shooting job.
we've had the discussion, but not in the pod, so let's do it.
They did a wellness check on him last night, in case anyone was actually cared about the human being, Ja.
Man, oh my god. Okay, so the latest news I heard was
Let's
Ja
start there, yes.
started posting on his Instagram stories like, "I love you,
There were
mom."
4 pictures.
Okay, well,
No,
do you
there
remember what they
4
were?
pictures,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
First picture, they're all at a game, right? One of them, like, he's dribbling, he's doing his warm-ups, his mom's sitting in the front row right behind him, says, "Love you, mom." Second one, he's like hugging his dad, they're on court, says, "Love you, pops." Third one says, like, is to his daughter, he's hugging her on court, it says something, like touching, like, the sunshine of my light or something like that, right? And then the last one is just a picture of him, and the word just says bye.
With a blue heart.
Here.
With a blue heart, which
It's
is
like, was there a blue?
there's a blue heart in each of those pictures, and it's important.
Yeah.
That's important. The blue heart is important.
What's the significance of the
It's
blue?
like he's going through
It's not a red
something,
heart.
and it's not a red heart. He's like depressed, like he's feeling blue, like literally.
I thought
like-
it was like a Grizzlies thing, man. Like
It might be,
green
but
lights for the
he-
Spartans.
No.
He's not.
no.
Okay, to make it to the NBA as a superstar, like a lot of people in the NBA, they make it in the NBA because they just have natural talent, raw talent. You get drafted when you're young, and hopefully you develop.
Yeah.
Ja Morant is not one of those people. Ja Morant is getting the NBA because he's going to be a bona fide superstar, and he's a smart dude. He's not an idiot, right? He controls the court. He knows he has basketball IQ. He's not stupid. Like
And he worked his ass off. He didn't go
Yeah.
to a big school.
Yeah, and this is not. I don't know. I'm skeptical and I'm an asshole, right? This is a basketball IQ. This is IQ, save my image written all over it. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's appealing to the mental illness, like. Which, if this is true,
Or he's depressed, dude. He just
Or,
lost
yeah.
$30 million.
yeah,
He's
but
fucking sad, dude.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
How
he
did
would
he
be
lose
sorry.
that?
Bro, Nike's
Oh.
Nike
about
left
to
it?
drop his ass. 130.
They didn't
haven't-
officially do it
they
yet,
haven't
though.
yet, yeah. But they pulled his shit
Yeah.
off the fucking website.
Oh, it's like
They
But
dropped
they're not.
They dropped Kyrie last month. I don't see Nike standing up and standing by.
It's the number one selling shoe
They're not-
right now.
Nike's not Trump's Proud Boys. They're not standing up. They're not standing
the
by.
thing is, like he's
Hey.
only sad after he's about to lose Nike. Like, and
Yeah.
it's like it's such a by the playbook type of response to what's going on. Like, okay, oh shit, I need to try to save my money. So let's say I am having mental health issues. Like, but it
It's a good
denigrates.
PR move.
It is, but it's like you're not taking shit seriously though. For people who are really going through it, is all I'm saying. So now every time someone cries for help, you have to think twice. Whether it's real.
I
or
don't though.
Yeah, but that's
I
why.
think when people cry
I
for
thought
help,
you're like, oh,
until I realize it's a PR move, and then I'm like, okay, I don't care. But
Okay.
like that doesn't deter me from helping someone. Like I don't. I think that any attention is honestly good attention for the mental health community. I think that we
Yeah.
have a We have a shortage on mental health professionals, whether that's clinical psychologists or things like that. I think that any attention is good attention. We need some some reworking. I don't think that disingenuine intention is necessarily a great thing, but like if it gets somebody talking and they're talking more about the stuff than they are about some fake PR move, then I think it's somewhat of a win.
Sam, what are your thoughts on this?
Bro, I'm always on the opinion of when there's a victim, you got to take their 100% honestly until
always.
It's what did somebody say? Guilty until proven
innocent until proven guilty.
Otherwise, no. In these cases, in these cases, when there's a victim, in terms of
who is the victim?
When there's a victim crying out, when you got to give them encouragement to come forward. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always let them be able to come forward. Yeah. So guilty until proven innocent. So is a motto on these special situations where you gotta encourage them to come forward, even if it means there's a lie. So in these cases, until Deshaun Watson is cleared, he had 200 massage therapies and he was sexually abusing all 200 of them.
Just to be clear, I am also a Deshaun Watson. I believe that man committed as many as he's being accused of, maybe more. Some people at home.
What's going on? Why are we hating on Deshaun Watson?
Oh, sorry. Let's not go with John Brown.
We're talking about proof of birth.
Yeah, I know. Why?
In some situations, you flip it. Like
why?
Deshaun Watson.
Why for Deshaun Watson? Why? Why?
This is an example. So.
I've seen his DMs. I've seen enough to know, man. This man was running through the city of Houston.
Man, I can't believe it.
He ran through all the Houston IG girls where he had to go find them from different cities. Do you know the population of Houston? You know how many women are in Houston?
It's crazy.
All I would just say is that in the job thing, you have a point there. It could have been a PR thing for sure. All I know is that was a good PR. If it was that PR firm needs to get a bonus immediately. Christmas bonus came early on that. At the second time, because that same PR firm wrote that nice contrition letter and everything for him, and I believe that he wasn't going to do it again. Psych. He said. But some people said the two things that threw out, and then mind you, they checked it up, and he said he was just saying bye to social media. That's
honestly the best move for him, because they don't have a problem with gun ownership. They have a problem with him tarnishing the branding, right? Like him out there waving a gun is not good for the NBA. It's not good. I mean, Powerade. The day after, there were a couple people that dropped Josh specifically, right? Powerade, a few other sponsors, like they just don't want to be associated with that, right? So I think that he needs to take, especially given his recent actions, he needs to take an approach where it's a very controlled. If he has a social media presence, it's run by a team. They are the only ones that post on it, and it's very, it's the messages are clear, like
most soccer stars in Europe, they have teams.
Yeah,
they don't. They can't even speak English. So.
yeah. But most companies, like Taco Bell, everyone has a corporate social media team that crafts a message, and it's a very well thought out, it's just there's a lot more pre-planning and stuff going into it.
Yeah, just like
even his boy tried to save him, dude. He had the gun up. Once his buddy realized, oh shit,
it's like what was that?
Bro, damn it, dude, we did it again.
I think it's safe to say he definitely has a PR team because he did not plan those Instagram stories. It's either that or he's just super high IQ.
But they don't have full control. They do not have full control, obviously, because he live whenever he wants.
Yeah.
But one thing though, so he said bye to social media, so it wasn't anything serious. So it
was a cryptic message though, which was
it was cryptic. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew. In time, that's your opinion on that. But what I do think about the situation, some people were saying, let him say what he wants. You know what I'm saying? It's free world. I'm like, nobody's saying he can't say that, and nobody's saying that he can't. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, they're like, there's no like there's we all had jobs. You know what I'm saying, and even being self-employed, there's certain things I just can't say or do, or I might lose clients. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't have any political. When I'm talking to a client, I do not have. I'm whatever political side that they're on.
Yeah, I mean when you're selling things, whether it's like NBA,
I'm whatever it is. I don't have markers or stickers, so I'm whatever side that they're on in terms of that. I am Team Nikki. I'm an official member. I signed up to volunteer, attend events. Team Nikki. If you don't know, you'll hear about it soon. You know what I'm saying? Eve's here. What are you, Team Joe Biden?
No,
claim your set. Claim your set then before you can throw a stone at me.
I'm a Team Bernie, but he's not running against Joe.
Funnily
though.
Andrew Yang.
Oh no, fuck Andrew Yang. He's not moving forward for shit, bro. He's a fucking scam artist.
Okay, then.
Because he's not. He says forward, like he claims to be a progressive, like, but he's not a progressive, so he says forward. But like, he's not moving forward. He's just another corporate shill, bro. He's a businessman.
Chill. Answer the question.
Yo,
claim your set.
My set is fucking any Justice Democrat, bro. No, grassroots
don't
money.
Go around that.
No, I ain't voting. All right, fine. What do you mean claim my set? What do you mean claim my set? I didn't know. There's nobody worth voting for right now. Right? I don't have to vote. I don't have to vote. I didn't vote in 2016. I voted in 2020.
Look at this hypocrite.
Yeah, I don't have to vote.
Look at this hypocrite.
Why? What am I voting for? Has my life changed in any significant manner since 2020?
But you're fighting for a good cause.
I mean, not because of Joe Biden. Because of Joe Biden.
No, you didn't ask that, Eve. You said, "Has my life changed?"
I think the Democrats cannot just hope on people having to vote for someone. You know, they have to actually win my vote. Like win my vote. Yeah. So fuck them.
Last podcast, you took Joe over the field.
I did take Joe over the field to win. To win. I don't want to vote for him. I don't know if I will vote for him unless, like, I really do think Donald Trump is going to win. Nikki Haley ain't going to win, bro. Like.
All I'm saying is not going to win, though. You know what I'm saying? But you stand your ground on what you believe on.
Yeah, I believe in progressive causes.
Ground.
I am. Progressive causes.
And there's
just because no one.
For you, then.
Who?
My guy, Joe B.
Joey B is not a progressive. He's the most Republican Democrat in fucking United States politics. He's the he's so conservative economically. He might as well be with the Republicans.
I would disagree with that because if he was, we would get over this debt ceiling stuff. Obviously,
he's gonna cave on the debt ceiling, even though he doesn't have to cave on the debt ceiling. The Republicans. What? No, but like the Republicans want him to, they want to make that deal with him. I forget specifically about what, right?
Okay, let me just give an intro to this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. It's definitely going to go up.
Yeah, of course it's definitely going to go up because if
old people waiting on Social Security benefits are not going to let. I don't care who's the president.
It's going to go up.
ARP is a powerful
because
group.
If it doesn't go up, the world economy will crash. Right, and these Republicans pause. Go ahead.
This is a good discussion. Let's just wrap up John Morant. We all know this affected him not being first team, is what you guys said.
I agree.
That's you guys' opinion.
I agree. Yeah,
I think that he's a high tier player, but there was players that did better than him this year. This affected him, maybe. Do I think that the other people played better than him to get into that first team? I think so too.
Who?
Anyways, this is going to affect him for the rest of his career.
Who's a better shooting guard than John Morant?
He's talking about Gilchrist.
Spider is way better, and the Damian Lillard is way better.
Spider and the Cavs are not nearly anywhere.
There's no way somebody who dropped
the Spider's 3 years
71.
Older. So he had one 71. Big game, but he had 71 in average laps. But
let's keep it real. Kyrie was on the team, could not take him to the playoffs. Spider was on the Cavs, took him to the playoffs.
Kyrie absolutely took the Cavs to the playoffs by himself.
Kyrie won a championship, and he did before LeBron got there. And
no, after LeBron left the first time and before he came back, Kyrie took him to the playoffs one time.
No, how did they get Andrew Wiggins? Because they were a poop.
No, they were also poop. Those
How
things
did they
can be
get
the
Anthony
same.
Bennett?
You can make the playoffs
How did they get Anthony Bennett?
years.
How did they get Anthony Bennett also?
Getting to the playoffs is not a real accomplishment.
Round.
But regardless, getting
most
to the
teams
playoffs
get to the
and
playoffs.
getting absolutely demolished in the first round is not something to take respect in and be like, oh, I'm a first-team NBA player.
Yeah, first team NBA players bring them deep
He's
into
not
the
first
playoffs.
team. No, Spider wasn't first team.
Yeah, but we're talking about who would have been first team.
Ja didn't make any of the teams though. First, second, or third.
Yeah,
he should have been
travesty,
first,
dude.
Yeah.
27, 6, and 8. Those stats don't lie, bro. 27, 6, and 8.
Stats don't lie.
That's a poor man's PG nowadays.
Journalists.
A poor man's
journalists
PG
lie.
averages 26.
He missed 20
Did you
games.
see? Okay, yeah. So he was
20 games.
Okay, so now he was unavailable.
always
and that's
missed.
why. I thought it was his.
And he always misses 20 games. No, there was people that had better plays than him. What's the name? Shea, the Oklahoma guard.
Chris Alexander, yeah.
Yeah, he had better numbers than him.
Yeah, he averaged 31. Yeah.
He had similar numbers to Spider, but Spider's team would not make the playoffs without him.
Spider was significantly lower on assists, rebounds, and points. Most notably, assists though. A guard, no, bro. They had another player on their team that averaged 20. What's his name? The small forward for the Cavs.
The PG in terms of I think it's the PG that got drafted number 3 overall. Anyways.
No, yeah, but
there are things that you can't account for, man. There's stats. There are things there's things that stats can't count. Yeah, you can. If you're a superstar, you not only have to make bad players play better and get deep into the playoffs, you also have to make your other good players play like superstars to get deep into the playoffs. Those are things that those bums that went out in the first round just can't do. But Ja can. And you can't count for that.
At the end of the day, though, he's a great player. But to wrap it up, you guys say that he should have been first team. I say
no. I didn't. I did not say he should have been first team. I said he should have been. He should have made one of the teams, and therefore would have triggered the $40 million. And I think the Associated Press, all the writers and shit, don't align with the image that he's portraying out there, and I think that they punished him for that, and it wasn't based off play. I could be wrong, just an opinion, it's subjective, but that's my take on it.
To end Ja and NBA, I just need a yes or no question to you guys. Stephen A. Smith said that he wants to end his career as the best TV personality ever. Okay, so I'll ask Sam first. Yes or no? Is Stephen A. Smith the best TV personality ever?
In sports or just in general?
I can two-tier it, in general and in sports.
Okay, so Tucker Carlson is the best TV personality ever in terms of my.
I just want yes or no questions.
And then followed by Shannon Sharp is my Stephen A. makes the top 5 in sports, but not ever.
Okay, you, John?
Okay, I know it's supposed to be one word. It's fuck no.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that everyone should shoot to be the best at everything that they do, right? But TV's been around a long time. There's people even before our era that I would say that are probably better than Stephen A. Smith. But I think that, again, you do something, when you go to do something and you want to be great, you shoot for the best. No one goes out there and it's like, oh, I can't wait to be, like a bench player in the NBA. You shoot to be Jordan. You shoot to be LeBron. Good on Stephen A. for that, but he's fuck no.
Okay. Do you have any alternatives?
He's the best of all time. No, that's a fact. He has to say that. He gets paid like that, though.
Who's better in sports? Yeah, he does have to say it. Yeah.
Who's better in sports right now? And
anytime. Who do you think? Yeah.
And we're talking about commentators, or we're talking
sports
about
personality
shows. Personalities, dude.
Yeah.
I take John Madden all day. I take Chris Berman, dude. I love all those fucking noises that dude would make, dude.
Oh, you're talking about commentators? All right. How about
you said all
shows?
time.
Yeah. All time, yeah.
Like shows?
Yeah, let's do shows.
I don't know, man, because during our era, it's really only been Skip and Stephen A. And I don't think that you can make an assessment on that. I don't watch enough of it. I don't have enough on HBO to tell you. Oh,
my guy Bomani Jones banging.
Okay. All right, just
one. Bomani Jones's voice kind of makes me sleepy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is.
He's got to go to. But no, Shannon Sharp is the best. It's the most entertaining by far. by far.
Dude, I would put Max Kellerman up there, dude. As much as you guys might give me shit for it, I personally.
Max is not a bad shout. Max is not a bad shout.
I like Max.
Yeah.
He's a young guy, so he's got years to develop that.
He got fired by Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, because
maybe he could end up on Young and the Restless.
You know why, right?
I know why. Yeah, of course I know why. Because fucking T.O. went on his show and said he was more black than Stephen A. Stephen A. kicked him out.
Who said that?
T.O. He went on the show and was like, Max Kellerman was more black than you, Stephen A.
And T.O.'s not alone. There's several people that would say
T.O.
that.
is also not allowed back on.
That is a good. But hey, so that's Jaws. A little bit of political stuff. Okay. So let's go back to the politics.
Yeah, explain to me the debt ceiling, Sam.
From the conservative point of view, as Mitch McCarthy would say, the Democrat Party is Bernie Sanders and AOC party now.
My God,
they can't come to. I'm quoting here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm quoting here. They're not even standing for democratic values. He said, it's a party of Biden, what's it? Oh my goodness, I just said
Bernie.
AOC and Bernie Sanders, the party of their parties. And that's why, and from McCarthy's side, and he's more, he doesn't want to raise taxes. And he wants to decrease spending. Those are his non-negotiables. Yeah. In terms of that, but he's.
Man, okay, go ahead, John.
He's willing to meet, but that's his. Those sort of two is non-negotiables.
Okay, but this is bullshit though, because every time we hit the debt ceiling and Republicans aren't in power, they're like, "Oh, we have to become more responsible at spending money," which I 100% agree with, right? But if you look at both the H.W. Bush and the Trump administration, both of them ran deficits, which means you spent more than you brought in. So you can't sit there and put money on the credit card, and then as soon as someone else is now in charge of finances, be like, yo, you can't spend any more money, dude, because, you know, this shit ain't right. We shouldn't be doing it. Like, it's hypocritical it's a power play. You got, like, the Democrats are in power. If those Social Security checks don't go out and those old people don't get their money, they're going to blame the president, right? So I think that this is a classic example of politicians putting, like their livelihood, their ability to have a job next cycle over the American people, regardless of whether it's Democrats or Republicans. I think that you need, like, we should have already passed the debt ceiling. We technically ran out of money in January, right? We'll still be able to cash checks until like June, like next week, right? We have raised the debt ceiling 68 times since 1970, right? There hasn't been a time it hasn't raised, right? There's been times in our life where it got paused. Remember, they closed all the parks. We were closed for about 50 days, I think it was, where they closed all the national parks. They started doing shit like that. The stock market tanked. Like, there's no good out of not raising the debt ceiling. If you really want to change the spending, you raise the debt ceiling, take all the qualms off of the stock market, any issues going wrong, and then you turn around and you start working on getting a balanced budget. Like, you don't hold the American people hostage while you figure this shit out. If my portfolio goes to shit after the last year that happens, I'm not voting a single person who's in office, Republican or Democrat. You're not getting my vote. I'm voting in completely new blood, bro. I lost thousands of dollars last year. COVID
Justice, Democrats, progressives.
Yeah, bro. Justice, everyone, bro. I'm tired of all these politicians. Hey, I want to see 30 to 50-year-old people with great brains go out there and make some decisions. Get these scumbags out of office.
Yeah, hey, and let me get on John's fire, bro.
John,
hold on. No. When the Republicans get into power, John,
some of the points that he made.
Yeah, okay, you keep it in your head, bro. You keep it in your head. Like, if Sam gets his way and fucking a Republican like Nikki Haley or fucking Donald Trump gets into power, you know, just like they've done it just like they've done in every single Republican presidency, they're gonna run the deficit to shit. They're not gonna give a fuck about no ceiling. Whenever they're in office, bring that fucking deficit go up, and then when it switches back to Democrat goes, oh, we have to raise the debt ceiling, and now what they're doing is they're saying they won't vote for raising the debt ceiling unless fucking Joe Biden gives concessions to the Republicans, meaning less social spending, less welfare, but we're not touching the military budget, the Pentagon, the trillions in the Pentagon, we're not going to touch, and not only are we not going to touch it, they can't even account for it. The accounting in the Pentagon is so fucked up, they don't even know where half of that money is, by the way, and but the problem with the Democrats, since John just went on the Republicans, the problem with the Democrats is that fucking Joe Biden will probably cave. He will probably give those fucking concessions, even though he doesn't have to, because he's gonna raise the debt ceiling. If he doesn't raise the debt ceiling, the world economy will crash, and the Republicans won't even like it because all their fucking money is in corporations. Like, it's just a fucking game, bro. And that's what I'm saying about Joe Biden. He's a pretend Democrat. Economically, he's conservative. He wants to give the concessions. He pretends he doesn't want to. He will give it even though he has no reason to. And then he'll just raise the debt ceiling. Yeah, I ain't voting for shit, bro. Like, fuck Joe Biden. He's not going to win anyway if he's against Trump. But fuck the Republicans. Okay.
And just to say, McCarthy did say that he will raise debt ceiling. So it's not like nobody's not going to raise the debt ceiling. They understand that in terms of that. But spending has to be cut. And he also said Joe Biden spent the most money last year than ever before. And do you know why Joe Biden spent the most money last year?
Because of math, dude. If you think about inflation, right? Your salary every year is the highest it's ever been if you didn't fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Something changed last year that didn't change before. A big
Medicaid?
Dollar spending for U.S. was...
There's no way he spent more money than Trump did when he was handing out checks, dog.
Biden did pass stimulus, but there was another foot bill that Biden chose to add, and we talked about it on this podcast.
It's Ukraine.
A couple times.
The CAA?
It's Ukraine. No, he was right. It's Ukraine. So we gave him a lot of money in terms of that. On top of the regular fiscal spending that we had in terms of the basics, and then stimulus that he put into the market since he's been president. But last year was Ukraine. We spent a lot of money on that.
And if you notice, though, that the Republicans aren't saying we need to cut the Pentagon budget. We're not going to cut aid to Ukraine. They're not saying that, you know.
No, but they passed. It was under his administration they chose to pass it. Some of them were just
I understand that.
Executive thing in terms of that. So it's not. Those are not just our defenses. You know what I'm saying?
Also, the problem with Biden is like he ran on when he was running his campaign in 2020, he actually ran on a few progressive causes. I can think of two off the top of my head. One of them was $15 minimum wage, which is still too low, by the way. And right after he got into after he got into office, he literally went, "Oh yeah, $15 minimum wage. I don't know if I can pass that. Actually, we don't have the votes.
We'll work our way up there. I meant 15 by 2030.
Yeah. And then the other thing was the infrastructure bill. The other thing was the infrastructure bill, which Joe Manchin, he like, come on, he's fucking Joe Biden, he's the president. He couldn't get Joe Manchin to vote for his own bill. Like, the two senators from Delaware didn't want to vote for $15 minimum wage. Those two senators from Delaware, they're his fucking cronies, bro. He's from Delaware. That's why they didn't vote for $15 minimum wage. He never wanted to pass it. He's a fucking liar. Right, he just gets on progressive causes when he's running campaigns, and then when he gets into office, he goes, "Fuck that shit, bro." Yeah,
that's your president.
That's our president, dude. We are one country, regardless, man. I'm tired of this polarization, man. It's the same shit with Trump happened. They're like, "That's your president, bro." We are one. We are American, man. And these politicians are fucking us all. And you're just looking over, going, "Hey, man,
just look up Team Nikki." You know what I'm saying? We can use more reasonable.
All right, Sam. What about you? Why do you think you should vote for fucking Nikki Haley? Why do you think, Sam?
First of all, she's young.
Nah, I don't give a fuck.
She's young.
I do though. I think that we do need more young people. I'm tired of 60-year-old.
Yeah, but Nikki Haley's not 35.
Cloudy brains. Yeah. Oh, she's not. But still. As long
she's 57, which is young.
Okay, all right.
Man, I want some.
All right.
That's
like
half of
45.
that's half of Joey B's age.
Yeah, okay, he's
Joey B's age.
and
He's
Trump's age.
114.
Okay, she's young. Okay, all right, she's young, Sam. Yep, she's young. What else?
That's number one in terms of that.
Okay.
Secondly, in terms, she's reasonable in terms of her approach. She's adaptive.
Specific. Can we talk about specific policies she's advocating for?
As South Carolina governor, you know what I'm saying? She's been reasonable in her gun policies, in my opinion. In terms of the way that she deals with different people, she's been reasonable. And then I was reading about it last night. In New Hampshire, she made an anti-trans joke in terms of that.
Oh, great character.
It did in terms of the. I didn't read what it was in terms of what she said exactly. It was just when I was looking her up. That was just the most recent headline about her. But overall, big thing is though, she's it's not. I want a woman in there in terms of that, and I want somebody who has connection to the veterans, and I want somebody who is not so. Who can bring the parties together? You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that you can both support on both sides.
But those are
somebody.
You think she's a unifier? Is that what you're saying?
I think that exactly. Ultimately, I think she could be the
shit.
big unifier.
is she for $15 minimum wage?
Bro, you are the same person
Is
who
she
wouldn't claim a set.
Is she for $15
You
minimum
are not
wage?
voting next year.
I'll vote for
You
a
are not
candidate
voting.
worth voting for.
He said no one's earned his vote yet.
Yeah, you have to earn
he's
my
got
vote.
some-
No, but
got
he's
some time.
no.
Like I voted for
He's not gonna vote
Obama,
for Joe Biden,
even though he lied to
Yeah.
my face. Like I voted for fucking Joe Biden, even though he lied to my face. But at least he lied. At least he lied about good policy. Like these people aren't even lying about good policy right now. Like you know what I mean? Is she for $15 minimum wage?
Do we think?
$15? No.
We think that,
pro. I'm not for $15 minimum wage.
Not Nikki Haley.
I'm not for $50 minimum wage. So why would I want it to be?
But I am. So why would I vote for Nikki Haley?
Yeah, but so was Joe Biden.
But-
why would you vote for him?
But 80%
She
of
won't
but,
anymore, though.
but
It's
80% of the United States are for increasing minimum wage. It's just the issue
Yeah.
that polls well.
Eve, you want to know another poll?
Yeah.
100% are for having more money. Yes, pay
But that's
me
not a
more
policy.
money
That's
for the
not a
same-
policy. That's not a policy.
Yes.
That's
Can
not
I
a
do
policy.
the same BS work and get more money? Please do that. That's 100%.
It's not BS work. Minimum wage work doesn't mean BS work.
I'm not saying BS. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you, for the same work that you do, give me more money.
Yes,
Sure.
but Sam, the same work that I do this year is worth more than the same work that I did last year because of inflation. And productivity has been rising
Dude.
since 1970. Inflation, there has been no change in minimum wage. If you account for inflation, we should be making $25 an hour for the same work.
Yeah, bro. I make
What are you
like
talking about?
40,000 more than I was making a couple years ago, and I feel like I'm poor.
Yeah, because you're not accounting for
Pause.
inflation. No, why am I pausing? Hold on.
You said productivity increased, but there's a big factor on that too.
What?
You think people are just all of a sudden just that much more productive? Or
Yes, it's
technology
statistically
doesn't
proven. No, it's just how much
technology doesn't
people.
play a single part.
No, I think
doesn't-
I think
well,
that
that's irrelevant.
happy people are more productive.
What?
right?
That's directly relevant.
It's not. It
Technology
is. It
increases
is.
productivity.
Yeah, technology does increase productivity, but people are still working the same jobs, putting in the same amount of effort, even with the technology being present. I'm not talking about profits. I'm talking about productivity of people, right? And even so, even if productivity was stagnant, Sam, even if productivity was stagnant, which it isn't, by the way, even if productivity was stagnant, it still means I'm doing the same work this year as I was doing last year, or I'm doing the same work this year as I was doing 10 years ago, but I'm getting paid the same when we're not accounting for inflation. Profits of companies account for inflation, for sure, because when inflation goes up, their prices go up. But I'm not getting paid for the same work. So I'm getting paid less every year that goes by, and inflation goes up. I'm getting paid less. I'm getting paid less for the same work, and it's been happening since 1970. The last time we increased minimum wage, 50 years ago. So you're telling me you shouldn't increase minimum wage after 50 years?
You could work for more money. In Mount Pleasant, Walmart's giving $15.50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where anybody else getting below minimum wage in Michigan.
You do though. You had a client that was making $10.50 an hour a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Let me tell.
Laid off the union and stuff. Like there are jobs out there that are not at that threshold.
Go ahead.
That's not minimum wage.
Okay, let me tell you about Walmart though. You're saying Walmart's this fucking beacon of hope, right?
Minimum wage is 9. Isn't it 9 something?
It's $7.25.
That's what I'm saying. You just said somebody at Walmart Mount Pleasant was making 14. You don't know anyone
I don't know anybody
in Michigan.
No. I said I don't know anybody making minimum wage.
But just because you don't know anybody doesn't mean it's not happening. It's definitely happening. And
Bro, if there's somebody making $10.50, there's definitely somebody making $9.75. That's 75 cents, dude.
Yeah. And also, Walmart.
And there you go.
Walmart.
Walmart.
Walmart purposefully pays people less than the amount of money it takes to survive because they know that the government will subsidize those wages by giving away welfare. Welfare is supposed to be because they know this. They don't pay them a fair wage
because they know someone will take it. And it's unfair that it's not a wage.
But
if the government stopped surviving subsidies, Walmart would still criminally underpay people. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but then but then people might not work at Walmart because they if they can't even survive working at Walmart. Why would they work at Walmart? But right now they can still survive working at Walmart. Because they have the government subsidizing them. It's not government subsidies. The subsidies are for Walmart.
You'd have like a bigger family unit. You know, like if you can't survive by yourself with a Walmart thing, you might be able to live with 2 of your brothers and then figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's a good solution. Right?
Question.
People adapt to circumstances and find a way to survive. Being
in the richest country in the world shouldn't be a matter of survival.
Question for you though.
Yeah.
In terms of that. Somebody posed this question for me. So, what's the name? Bloomberg, when he became
Michael Bloomberg,
when he was running.
New York?
Yeah, when he was running. Why didn't he give everybody $1,000 in the U.S.?
What do you mean, like the Andrew Yang? Like here's your
tech. Yeah, he had the money. He could have gave.
Oh, you're saying out of his pocket?
Out of his pocket.
No, we need
question, dude. You know, he doesn't have $1,000 for every human being in the U.S. He definitely doesn't.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He has $3 trillion. What are you talking about, man?
Nobody has trillions, dude. There's what? Michael Bloomberg's got trillions in cash, liquid right now.
Okay,
that's pull out of his check.
Okay, that's a ridiculous question. I'll talk about universal basic income since we brought it up. Free money. We need universal basic income. They do it in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the richest country in the world. With more and more technology, there's going to be less and less service jobs available, and eventually, most service jobs might be gone. So they're going to have
inequality is terrible here. Though,
yeah,
you have to realize we need a solution to that.
And once you have more and more technology, there's going to be less jobs that they're going to be replaced, and it's just a fact. Let alone AI. So eventually, there's going to be a large group of people that are just not employed. So what are you going to do about that? You're going to let them die?
Pause.
You keep pausing.
Because you there's a point I'm saying. Okay. Maybe not 1,000, because 1,000 would have gotten 300 billion, and he doesn't have 300 billion.
Yeah, he has
$100 in terms. $100 would get them, and that's including children. If you do it just the voting population, that's included. In the voting population is less than I think 150 million in terms of the U.S. voting population. But if you give them $100 each, it's 1.5 billion in terms of that. It's a small dent for his budget. You know what I'm saying? What happened last time we gave free money out to
it's 15 million,
people?
Not 1.5.
Okay. What happened to last time that we gave $2,000 checks to everybody? And
you mean what happened last time we gave taxpayer money to taxpayers? Can you say that properly?
Yeah, what happened though? What happened when you gave it?
Yeah, people spend
Yeah,
things
and then what did that cause?
to make sure the economy
What did
goes.
that cause?
To make sure
You're
the
gonna
economy
say it's
goes.
the inflation point?
It caused hyperinflation.
But if you stop people from spending,
hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, JD.
Realize that is an absolute necessity when you hit a tragic event like COVID or the Great Depression. The government has to put gas on it, light the fire, right? The whole point
I'm not saying that it wasn't necessary. All I'm saying is I'm just saying it caused that, right?
But that was them printing. But that was them printing the money that came out of nowhere. That's how you get inflation, right? You increase the monetary supply. I'm not saying give out $1,000 to everyone and just print it off the fucking books. What I'm saying is over time, the rich have gotten way richer, right? And we have changed the way that we tax them. We changed the way that we do shit, right? The U.S. creates a lot of wealth, right? At this point, the people in the bottom 15, 20% are living like day to day, can't survive and shit. The people at the top are just filling the coffers, right? That money has to go somewhere. It's not going to the common man, right? It's going to the Walmarts. It's going to the NBA owners, the NFL owners, these billionaires, right? Like, I'm not saying print the money off and cause inflation. I'm saying figure out a way to redistribute income, right? And you can call this communism as much as you want, but the people at the top have rigged the games and they're getting more money out of it, right? And they're keeping it to themselves. And the average person is suffering. High inflation hurts who the most? The poor, right? The poor, the people that are already stressed, the people that can't afford things, their wages aren't going up as high as prices are going, so they're worse off than they were yesterday. The rich guy who's got, he may have a loan out on, like a casino or something, $100 million. Inflation hits, suddenly that loan is worth less, right? Like my student loans, right? If inflation hit 55% for like 6 years, I'd be able to pay off my student loans in like one of my week's salary or something. It doesn't hurt if you have the money out owed to somebody, but it hurts if you're just living.
2 points to that in terms of, and I asked simple questions, so I was leading to a point in terms of that.
Oh.
But I'm letting you guys respond to that. It's fine. When you increase $15 and it's not printed money, somebody has to foot that bill.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of if you increase the wages. And since you're not printing money, who's footing the bill is the corporations. And if the corporations footing the bill, what does that mean? They're going to pass that on to the consumers. And then
but not necessarily at a 1-to-1 ratio.
But they're not footing the bill.
They're going to. It's for their profit. You're costing them money, increasing their bill.
Yeah, but
the only way they can make money is by increasing their product. They're not their margins.
They undeniably will increase the product, right? Increase the cost, but their margins may be cut too because it's about competition, right? If everyone starts making 15, it's basically like what does your competition do? If I'm Walmart, right, and then I have Kmart, I know Kmart's dead, right? But let's just say they're next to each other, and Kmart, everyone has the $15 thing, right? Kmart eats some of that. Like let's say they take their margins down from 25% to 22.5% or 23%, right? And they eat a little bit of that. Walmart will have to eat that same ratio in order to stay competitive for their pricings and stuff like that, all else being equal, right? If they had the same supply chains, if they had the same everything else. All I'm saying is that, like, we have to apply, the pressure should be applied to the people at the top with the finances now.
And
right?
that's, yeah, exactly. And that's where...
There's no way
they're charging $50
inflation
for a burger at McDonald's, and your pay just went up 30 cents. Like,
all I'm saying is real wages will still be low at the end of the day. They'll still be low because because inflation will increase due to that, and then the real wages will still be unchanged. That's what I'm saying. You're putting a band-aid to something that's already leaking.
Okay, so then if you don't, if you take it that route, then let's say we don't do a higher minimum wages, right? We do higher corporate taxes, higher corporate taxes on people over $450,000, right? And then do the Andrew Yang fucking whatever that was.
Universal basic income. Yeah, that's why we gotta do tax.
I'm not for that either. Because
one way or another, the average American is doing less than like 1980, undeniably.
Question, because you're a perfect target. You just got a new job. You know what I'm saying? Did you earn that job and that salary?
Define that. I don't know.
What?
It's above.
Okay, fine. Let's say we earned the job, Sam.
Above minimum wage.
Let's say we earned the job.
We said stop switching. It's significantly above minimum wage, and then it's also significantly above your other job too in terms of that. Yeah. But I can't get that job.
Does that mean I earned it though, or is it just mean I know how to play the game? Right, everything's a game playing thing. I'm the same person I was 2 years ago, making 40,000, 50,000 less. Same exact person, no different. Like I'm not saying that I haven't, like
you're discounting your growth. You're discounting the growth though, in terms of that, at the end of the day, and you're adding education to yourself.
Why can't
the law school?
Why can't
2 years in law school?
Why can't I text the rich? Why can't I text the rich if I get a good job?
Nobody's saying that. All I'm saying is that.
So we're all for taxing the rich.
You just say I don't like the term the rich, like they didn't earn that money.
They didn't earn that money. Nobody earns billions.
You can earn some,
you can't. But you can't justify earning $100 billion, Sam, off the backs of fucking basically corporate slaves. You can't justify it.
I think you absolutely could justify it if you made a change to the world that was worth it. Like
okay, but have all these billionaires
changes the game, right? I think that you can in some instances.
Okay, justify maybe one or two people
if you provide value. But there are a lot of people.
One or two people is not your decision. It's a world decision on that.
Whose decision? My decision?
Game changer.
I decided to give Jeff Bezos $1 billion, $100 billion.
The government should do a better job.
Yeah, because everybody uses Amazon.
That we are creating.
Everybody uses Amazon. It's fundamental to how some people's lives work.
He still doesn't earn all of that. Just because but Sam, Amazon is like, did he create the internet? Like, did he create a website? Did he create coding? Like, all of those things are dependent on...
how much jobs Amazon makes, so...
Okay, and how much are they paying? But they're not even paying them fair wages. They're not even paying them fair wages.
They should be paying higher.
Okay, but they should be making a lot more
than any average.
Like Saeed should be
also demand.
Yeah, but they should be. Like Saeed should be making 5 times his wage if we're counting it that way. You know what I mean?
Saeed makes a lot of money.
Yeah, but he should be making more money because he's working for Amazon, and Amazon makes a lot of money.
Or the warehouse guy.
No, but they spend so much money already, though.
It's just like the way the NBA pays its players a lot of money because the NBA makes a lot of money. But it's not true for whatever reason. It's not true for other corporations. It's not true for Amazon.
Amazon doing a 50-50 or 51-49% revenue split.
They only have
their workers.
350 productive employees.
Even if you do it for Amazon, it still doesn't work out that way. If you do it for most corporations, it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah. I would venture to guess that the combined salaries are less than half their revenue.
Yep, it is.
That's a guess though.
The wage disparity is the biggest ever.
It's not one of those. They're not selling their own products. Number one thing.
Fine.
That's not what they're.
Yeah, but what is their money going into? It's going into new warehouses.
No,
they're battling Walmart for distribution, right? The person with the closest distribution, the most distribution hubs, is the winner of the game, right? So every time they make money, they're buying.
I think they're the number 2 employer in the U.S. though.
Nobody's earned.
They're the number 2 employer in the U.S.
Yeah, where's my antitrust office at?
No single person has earned $1 billion or $10 billion. And like these people, these people. Opinion. Yeah, it is my opinion. Yeah, it is my opinion. It is my opinion. And people, yeah, Americans probably and capitalists because that's how we're taught.
The world would not say that.
That's not okay. All right, hey. Not all the time.
Disagree.
Not all the time. Okay, not all the time, but throughout history, this wouldn't have fucking flown. Like, there's points in history where when people make so much more and live so much better lives, their shit they get cooed out of office, they get guillotined in France. Like, no, this is not something that's true all the time in human history. We just allow it to happen.
I'm saying, that's, first of all, there's a reason why a lot of great technologies come from the U.S. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. There's not many reasons why.
Yeah, it is. It's because the people used to pay good taxes.
Money.
People used to pay taxes in the U.S.
We pay for
people used to pay taxes in the U.S. Now the U.S. is number one at what? Hey, now the U.S. is number one in what, Sam? What is the U.S. number one in right now?
Financial services provided.
Besides, you're about to be number 2. We're about to be number 2 soon. Because we're
number 1 on people who believe in ghosts.
Oh yeah, and number 1 in people believe in alien abductions.
We still pay the most for
gun deaths.
We still pay the most for talent. We still pay for the most in talent. If you're talented and have a skill, we'll pay you the most. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
But so top end, right? But if you think about this like salaries as a box.
That's the definition of capitalism.
Right? No, but think about it as a box and whisker plot, right?
It's not even capitalism. The United States is not a capitalist country.
For that bottom whisker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying. The incentives do have to be in place to draw in the talent. I 100% believe in that. I believe in capitalism 100% of the way. I think that's the way.
The United States isn't a capitalist country, though.
But it's mixed, all right? It's absolutely mixed, right? But I also believe that we have to find a way to protect for that bottom. Like, there's a way to have the incentives aligned to create for the best outcomes, right? And to prevent or to promote competition, to promote all that we find good, right? While also we're rich enough to be able to protect for the fucking poor guy too, though, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they should not be struggling worse than they were a couple of years ago when, you know, we as a country are growing, right? Every year, I think that we should do better at doing better, right? With across every demographic, rich people, poor people. You know, like, we can't just ignore the people that are inconvenient or the people that we can write off as, hey, you didn't bring value. They brought value, so fuck you. You know, like, I don't.
Don't get me wrong. For people who we said this earlier and joking, people make choices in terms of that. There's consequences to some of the choices in life.
Absolutely. When there are people that are poor.
But that's not why most people are poor. Right? That's not why most people are poor at all.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Saying most.
Can I get to that point?
What's the point? Yeah,
in terms of that, there's some people that in some situations that people make choices and then some people don't. And I'm not saying that the people with no choices, that they should be like people who hate on food stamps. I'm like, we needed it at a point in life. The moment that we didn't need it, my parents took us off. So quick in terms of that. And we weren't even middle class at that point yet, in terms before they took us off. They just like, we don't need this anymore, and took us off. Some people will abuse that, and I've seen it in college when they started abusing that in terms of
I had a roommate that used to do that shit all the time.
So some people make choices all at the end of the day is what I'm saying. If given a handicap, people would choose the handicap. Maybe it's a negative view in terms of that, but in terms of that,
I think that is somewhat true though. People are lazy,
and it's true. It's true, and it's not the reason the economy is shit. I'll tell you that.
But the thing is, though, we can't punish the people that are handicapped by not their own choice, that are poor just based on ability, right? Because we have some freeloaders, right? We're like, exactly. Because there are freeloaders.
There's like three freeloaders.
Can't contribute anything to the system, you know. I mean, me and Evil debate about the number. I think there's a good significant of people that are lazy pieces of shit that'll stay on social security.
That's a fact.
But regardless, then you improve the system. You make it hard. You know, you find a way to separate. Like that, we have the tech to do so much crazy shit in this world. You're telling me we can't figure out whether or not somebody has like a real disease or whether or not a doctor wrote them a letter. Like, there's got to be some kind of measurement that we can do. Some kind of, you know. Maybe a test. I don't know exactly what it is.
We've seen it in basic school. I don't, and I'm a prominent against the current schooling system. But we've seen it in school in terms of that. Where
how so?
Where there's a reason why not everybody gets A's. There's just a simple reason for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a simple reason. You put that work in. Good chances are not just the work. It's not just hard work.
That's not true in life. That's not true in life.
Also, I don't think if you put the work in, you should.
I think it is so.
You should get a C+.
It's very hard for me to say. There's two things.
If you're not smart, you shouldn't get an A.
I'm not saying that too, because my mom works at Myers and she's been working at Myers for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But is it because she didn't put enough work in that she's not a millionaire?
Let me just tell you. There's a lot, especially and I've worked in a grocery store before. There's a lot of people that work very hard. Don't get me wrong, and live paycheck to paycheck. My mom is not one of those. She chose to take a second job. She, in her savings, has more money than my dad, who's in the who is a PhD.
And does she work?
And they contribute 50% to everything.
But
the bills.
But Paris Hilton is a harder worker than your mom because she's richer.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I'm talking about people in the same situation, situation.
Yeah. All circumstances held equal.
They're both working in the same grocery store. One has close to 100K in savings, one doesn't.
But Elon Musk is a harder worker than all of our parents combined.
But I'm talking about the same situation.
Because he's richer.
2 people are working hard at the grocery store, you're saying. 2 people are working hard in the grocery store.
We're all the same.
Making decisions.
You guys are debating different points.
I'm talking about the systemic problem in the United States.
No. Bust your ass. Eve's debating, is it proportional what they have to what they've brought? It's two different debates, though.
You're discrediting the work that she's putting in, is what I'm saying. 2 people have a choice to make.
But nobody's talking about that, though. I'm not talking about, like, on an individual...
I'm just saying, though, 2 people have a choice to make. You work your full-time job, and both have kids. One chooses to take a second job and decrease her spending so she can save more.
But Sam,
it has 100K in the bank.
But that's not how people treat billionaires.
Do you think a second job should be necessary?
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. The same situation. One's living paycheck to paycheck, same job, they're getting paid the same at the same Mars job. But 2 people have choices to make. One wants more, and doesn't settle for just working hard on one job.
But don't you see the problem, though? Like, are you blind to the problem?
You're discrediting that, though. Well, you're discrediting. Don't discredit.
You can bust your ass and get yourself into a better position. I think we all agree.
You said that you can't bust your ass and make more out of life.
I didn't say that. I said nobody ever earned $1 billion in life. Nobody worked hard enough to earn $1 billion. Like nobody. Like
but you said some people in the bottom don't have choices. Some people do.
Some people don't have choices, Sam.
Is not enough.
Some people don't have choices. The fucking stateless children and living in the boats can work as hard as they can. They'll never make it to where I am, let alone where fucking Jeff Bezos, no matter how hard they work. They don't have a fucking choice.
In the U.S.? What boats in the U.S.?
No, I'm not. That's true in the U.S. too. There's people in the U.S. that are undocumented, work harder than 99% of the people in the U.S.
They work harder than everybody.
Everybody.
It's undocumented.
Bust their ass.
No, what does that matter?
Situation.
Exactly. So I'm using this extreme example.
We came here legally, though. If we came undocumented, we would not have been given our opportunities that we got.
Can I finish?
Opportunities are only given to Americans who came here legally.
Can I finish? Okay. I'm using this extreme example to show, right, that even when it's not so extreme, even though some people are citizens of the United States, but maybe they come from a broken home, both parents are drug addicts or criminals, right? And these people have to work 5 times as hard just to maybe get a college acceptance, right?
So
these people have to
college. Just like that.
Yeah, and these people have to work 10 times as hard just to get a small scholarship. And they can work as hard as they can in life. They will never touch $1 million. They work harder than Jeff Bezos ever worked in his whole life 5 times, and they'll never touch it. Never. Because they're already bored in a situation.
Bro, it's not that hard to save up $1 million working 30, 40 years in their retirement.
Okay, fine, $1 billion, whatever, right? All I'm saying is these rich people that you look so high up to, these fucking gods that you look up to, is not there. Most of them are not you specifically. I mean people in general, like that, like especially mainstream media that look up to these billionaires. Like they are the hardest workers on the planet and they earned their way there. Like, no, they didn't.
I don't believe that the hardest workers at the end of the day. Because I just told you an example. Somebody works very hard at Walmart. 2 people can work very hard. And 2 people have choices on what they do. One chooses to save. One chooses to live outside their means in terms of that. One has a goal for something more. One doesn't. If you do not have that goal for something more, most people don't. There's why that we see and talk to each other the most in terms of our group. And we've seen so many people in our lives already. If you do not want more, there's no way you will get more. Simple as that.
That's true. I agree.
That's a fact. That's a fact of that.
I agree with that 100%.
And you can't just say, but some people will say, I'll take money though.
I agree with that 100%.
There are absolutely.
Yeah, there are people like that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
was one of them.
Nobody's ever earned $1 billion.
There'll never be a system where somebody comes in from another country, or even because that was a situation. But there's no.
Elon Musk did.
You start off. No, but he was wealthy in the beginning, and to get startup money. But I do not. There's a moment of hard work needed, of course, but the big thing is you have to have the desire for more. Without the desire for more, you wouldn't find smarter routes to make shortcuts, improvements in terms of that. Just working hard is not good enough. It's not good enough. At the end of the day.
I think in order to become absolutely rich, you have to anticipate market conditions. Right? And Bezos was just a hedge fund guy who saw internet usage going up 2,600% every day, and was like, I guess I'm getting out of the hedge fund game. The internet's the future, and he built the marketplace for the internet. Right? Like, I think that most of the rich people but he knew at the beginning.
But he wanted more.
He scaled it out. The books was a proof of concept, like any VC, right? Exactly. You want to prove that you can move things from A to B, and that you can prove your concept. Then you go to the VCs and show them, hey, I've built a whole system. It works completely well. Let's throw some money on this and throw some more products in the marketplace, right? Yeah. But like any rich person, it's not even do they work hard. It's do they anticipate what's coming next, right? Like it's
and a lot of people said that he was going to fail.
Intelligence.
A lot of people bet against Jeff Bezos. A lot of people. A lot of people. And same with Elon too. A lot of people bet against. That's why they're richer. They are.
All I'm saying. A lot of people
bet against them.
Like that's the whether you believe they like deserve the money or not is one thing, but they didn't really earn that money. Like they're living in a system in place that was built by a lot of people. That for most of the United States government, most of the United States history, they taxed all the rich people. Like up until maybe the 60s, 70s, when they stopped, when the government started to accept legalized bribes and cut taxes. But for most of United States history, like the invention of a lot of medicines, the invention of the vaccine, the invention of the internet, the invention of the X-ray, technological inventions, these people that invented these things, the three that I just specifically pointed out, they didn't patent them. They didn't want to make money off them. They were Americans, real Americans. I don't even know if all of them were Americans, but they contributed to the system.
They're not illegals.
Yeah. So, but to think that like, if these things weren't in place, that these specific people would be successful anyway, they probably would be successful, but they need to pay their fair share back. Like, let's not pretend like Jeff Bezos. Yeah, he like you said, he was anticipating the market, online market, Amazon, but he did not. The platform was already there. Like, he's living in this system country, and he needs to pay back to the system. He needs to pay back to the taxpayers that protect him, the taxpayers that go to war for him, the taxpayers that build the roads for him, the taxpayers that fucking build the schools for the workers that he employs to be able to work at his like Saeed is a worker. I use him because he works for Amazon, but he went to school at Michigan State University. It's a fucking state school, bro. That's a government. There was no Jeff Bezos University for Amazon. He didn't educate Saeed. You know what I'm saying? He needs to pay that shit back. Pay taxes. All of them do. All of them.
I think that's a fair point. Yeah, I think that we do need to
it's not so much as
a high threshold.
Yeah, but like that goes into more detail in terms of, do you pay taxes on unearned income? Because technically they didn't earn any of that when they're just sitting in illiquid stocks.
But my issue is they're not paying on it when it's earned either. Like when they're supposed to get the 15% when it's a long-term asset and they sell, right? They balance it off, right? Like any good business person would do, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm
when
saying
they sell,
is the
they
tax
put it
code,
into something else before they can get
the tax code needs to be adjusted. Yeah. Because they're like, if you're looking at their effective tax rate, it's fucking minuscule, And you look at it like an average person.
That's why you pay the tax people to find holes. That's
yeah,
their
but
job.
what I'm saying is the tax people are also paying the politicians to create those holes so they can sell a product to their customer. You know what I'm saying? And like,
And
we
both
need to
sides do
stop
that.
that fucking loop.
Both sides do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rich don't give a fuck what color flag you're swinging,
Both-
dude.
both
Blue or
sides.
red, bro. The green is the god that they fucking salute to.
Joe
bro.
Biden is
Yes.
the father of that shit, bro.
Let's wrap up this thing though. It's one word each. In terms of that, so one thing we all agree on is even if you do not have that burning desire for something more, and this is I'm quoting Napoleon here because that's been on my mind too. If you do not have that burning desire for more, you're not going to get more in terms of that. First, you have to have the desire for more, make a plan towards it, and then take action in faith. But if you do not have that and believe that you're going to, and that's one thing that every single person who is successful has, in at least in any world, in any country, in terms of that. Because my dad wanted more for our family, and he made it happen. And not just more, but he had a burning desire. He would not settle for less. And he survived invincible odds to make that happen. And that's why I believe that Tom Brady and LeBron James, you can put them whatever field outside of sports, they'll be successful. Because they have that factor.
Mamba
Doesn't
mentality.
matter, whatever field. Kobe Bryant, there's some people that have it, you can put them whatever field, they'll be successful. Business,
That's true.
whatever. Those two, it doesn't matter because they'll figure it out at the end of the day. And you
I'd
want
like
to
to
have
see
that
Tom
kind of
Brady do
mentality.
actuarial tables. No, I'm just
Yeah, what if he might have figured it out?
He was a finance guy though, right? Of Michigan.
Yeah, he was. He made his resume. He made his resume for to get into a couple finances. Yeah.
Shit.
You guys have final takes on this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my final thing is I've been trying to take a personal look at being more grateful and taking a couple seconds out of every day to just think of a couple of things that I'm grateful for. And I think that that leads. I saw Michael J. Fox on 60 Minutes, and he's in a rough place, and he talked about how finding those things makes like a sustained optimism possible, and I took that to heart. So just I encourage anyone out there, if you're going through struggles and shit, like just remember, comparison's the thief of joy. Be grateful for what you got. Think about that. Take that away.
okay. Yeah, my thing is well, first and foremost, you guys, I like things got like I just want to say this is all in the spirit of debate and discussion. Like, sorry if I said anything bad or anything. Just you guys, I love you guys. Secondly,
You're my son.
hey,
He said he was
calm down with that. All right.
All right, pull the gloves back on. We're fighting again.
No, my thing is, I just my you said one word, and I thought of a word, and that my word is impact, and I the reason is when you do things, people always think, is it the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? Is it the nice thing to do? The moral thing to do? But sometimes when you make decisions on what to do, I want you guys, not just you guys, but whoever's watching, the ghosts out there, to think about if that thing you're doing, not just if it's a good thing, but it doesn't have any impact. Are you like, what is the level of the impact? Are you going to actually change something, right? That's going to last a long time. And to me, that's what impact is. So, think about the impact you're making, if not for yourself, on others. So not just whether it's right or wrong. Okay.
All right, key the outro with what's it called? One man can change the world.
Oh, I don't think I know that song.
By our homie Big Sean from Detroit. It's a solid banger. You guys check it out sometime.
You guys check it out.
It's a good song to listen to in the morning. Put yourself in the right mindset.
Sir.
I would.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll end is with this. I know if one of us reaches a Billy, no matter what, we're going to have made so much more impacts on the way there that we would have earned it. And then post Billy, we would have done definitely, we won't. But the thing is, I agree. Like, if you don't have faith, though, on the way up, in terms of that, you'd end up like, no offense, but Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and what they do in their personal lives in terms of that, or even Bill Gates in terms of that. Because if you're not rooted in something a higher power, what's money for then? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you're not rooted in the higher power, at the end of the day.
To be fair, Bill Gates did almost get rid of. I think he got rid of polio. So.
We don't know anything about these guys' personal lives. It's just the media. I don't trust them.
We know that they divorce. Bling, bling, though.
Dude, I think, that's a simplistic take. But I'm just saying, I don't judge a man that I don't know. And I'm not going to judge him based on
that's a good point. Napoleon Hill makes a good point, though, too. This is not on the podcast, but we should talk about this next time, too. Napoleon Hill makes the difference is having the right woman beside you.
Oh, yeah, to help push you in the right direction.
Tremendously explode your trajectory.
I'm loving this conversation, but I got a meeting in like 30 seconds for the one-on-one with my boss, so I got to go.
Peace.
Peace.